Alright, so I think I'll probably get started. It's been a little while. Oops. Okay, so hi everybody, my name is Rachel and I am a summer box reviewer for Sabbatical Beauty. And today I'm going to be bringing you through my PM routine because I did my AM routine last week. Yeah, so I guess like most other people, my PM routine is usually a little bit more extensive than my AM routine just because I have more time and I tend to apply like just more stuff and stuff that's a little bit heavier because it doesn't feel as thick and heavy when, you know, I'm sleeping as opposed to when I'm out and about in the day. So let's just get started. So I always start my PM routine with a little bit of vacuum cleaner cleansing oil, which is one of my favorite Sabbatical Beauty products, and I'm running out. But I have a very intense relationship with VCCO, and every time I put it on, I just massage it in, and then I start feeling it great, and I'm like, oh, I should just keep going. And then I just keep going and going and going, and then suddenly it's an hour later, and I'm still sitting in bed massaging this oil into my face, trying to get everything out. And this happens practically every night, so I'm not sure why I never learn, but it happens all the time. So I just sit there and I turn on a little bit of Netflix, and yeah, I'll just do it for, 20 minutes, and that's, the length of an episode. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it for a little bit more, just in case there's a little grit that's hiding there that I haven't quite gotten out, and I just keep going and going and going. And yeah, by the end of it, my skin is sort of like, okay, you can stop now, I'm done, yeah. Everything that can be gotten out of this is out. So that's my very first step, and that always takes the longest. Yeah. Ooh, lots of people are here. Hi Marissa, hi Pei, hi Katie, thank you all for coming. Yay! Thanks for coming, guys. Okay, where was I? Alright, then after my VCCO, I always wash it off with a washcloth, and then I usually mask in between VCCO and a foaming cleanser, but I always make sure to get the cleansing oil off first, of course. So the three masks that I have been using most often, I really enjoyed this, is Bethany Detox and the Dorothy Licorice Mask. These three are some of my most frequently used masks. I also use the blueberry mask, the sake mask, and holy lotus occasionally. There are a couple that I haven't got my hands on yet, but I'm waiting for that moment. But yeah, so especially now with the summer box, I've been using Detox 2 to 3 times a week. And when I use Bethany, it's usually for the Got Grit set. And Dorothy, I actually have a full size and I transfer it into this little thing so that I can mix it with either VCC or some other oil to make it easier to apply. Yeah, so usually I leave the mask on for about half an hour. Most of the time it's more than that because once I get into bed with my mask on, I'm just sort of like, yeah, I'm staying here. So the mask goes on for at least half an hour, and then I hop into the shower and I start to wash it off. Let's see. Oh, hey Julie, thanks for coming, and thank you for tagging Marissa. Thank you. Yeah, so once I've masked and hopped into the shower, then it's time to wash off the mask with a foaming cleanser. At the moment I'm using bamboo, and I only just realized that I actually don't have that much left. Let me see if I can. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's not that much, but it's less than I expected to have. I'm just about half left, and it's been 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, which is a good time for bamboo foaming cleanser. But I may just maybe use it once a day and then use my other Sabbatical Beauty foaming cleansers in the evening. We'll see how it goes because I want to make it last as long as possible. Yeah, so let me move this stuff. That's the bamboo foaming cleanser. After I get out of the shower, then I like to tone, of course, and I've been using the Maple Essence Toner in my evening routine because I use the strawberry cocktail in the morning, and I was just trying to work my way up to using it more frequently. So this is my Maple Essence Toner, which you are all probably familiar with, and I'm also running out. So in a bid to save the last drops, I have decided that I'm going to up my usage of the strawberry cocktail to twice a day, just to see whether there are any increased effects of the acid, and if I don't really notice any major differences, then I'll probably just bite the bullet and stick to using it once a day and then maple essence toner at night. Whew, alright, so that's sort of the prepping stage, and then after this comes the serum stage, which is not too bad. It's not as many products as it could be, I think. But yeah, so after I've done my toning, I always start with the Piper's Peat serum. This is my little sample bottle. I actually got it about 2 weeks ago, just before I got the summer box, so I've been using it for then. And yeah, so I use the Piper's Peat, and I really like how it feels on my face. Good morning, Chitra, thank you for coming. I like that once you put it on, you sort of just feel silky and smooth and matte. I'm not sure how it does it, but it does. You best believe. Yeah, so Piper's Peat goes on first, and then I sit around for a couple of minutes, wait for that to sink in, and then comes coconut. Coconut and peat are the two serums that I use in both my morning and evening routines, and I think they work really well together, because peat mattifies and just sort of does the oil control work, and then coconut comes in and works with the hydration without undoing the work that peat has done. I don't know how it works, but it feels really nice. It feels like a nice combination. Yeah, so Natalie says peat is awesome. Julie says I need to try some peat. Yeah, I would definitely try it, because it's great. I really have enjoyed using it lately, and it's good for like oil control. People say that it helps them get their grits out. I think my excessive VCCO does that for me, but yeah, good stuff. The coconut serum, I think my live on the coconut serum is coming next week. Yeah, not this week, next week. But I've really enjoyed using this so far. It just feels so silky going on. I can't quite explain it. I think maybe it has something to do, well, I don't know. I thought there was coconut oil in here, but I think I was wrong. But it really feels nice and smooth as it's going on your face, and it feels like it's great. I love it. What comes next? Natalie says, I can't wait for coconut full size. I'm being a Scrooge with my sample. Oh, I've been there. I have some samples that are just on their last legs, and I'm like, no, you can do it. You can do it. You can last another week. We've all been there. After coconut, yes, what happens after coconut? I put on marine serum, which I know is Julie's favorite. This is my second bottle. This is the only product that I have finished a full size of, and I've been using Sabbatical Beauty since July of last year. I got my first full-size marine serum in early July last year, and I literally only ran out of it in April or at the end of February, which is crazy, right? So you have July, what comes after July? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and it lasted me 10 months, this little thing, and I used it twice a day. I don't know how it worked. I thought it was one of those like bottles, you know, those baby bottles that look like they're empty, but they're actually secretly full. But anyway, I use marine after coconut, and it's just one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite serums, and I use usually about 3 to 4 drops. I usually use 3 to 4 drops of each of my serums, and that seems to be enough. And I have a very large face, so I think that's enough for me. Ooh, people coming up. Julie Alexander, Marine for life. Natalie, oh, I'm using too much. Yeah, I know. I use 3 to 4 drops a day in my morning and PM routines. So, I mean, that's 8 drops a day, and still it lasted me like hella long. So, I don't know. I think it's sorcery. Oh, hi, Cindy. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you're here. Natalie says, you do not have a very large face. I do! Okay. Well, I do in comparison with, you know, the rest of my friends and my family. They're all just sort of like here, and this is the size of their face, and I'm like, ee! But yeah, I do have a large face in comparison with, you know, the people around me. I'll take a picture next time and, as proof. Ooh, Hui's here. Hi, Hui. Thank you for coming. Natalie says my face is like the moon. Oh, but it's okay. It's more love. More to love, you know. And I've always had issues with my large forehead. Ever since I was a kid, I've had this like really big forehead, and I used to hate it, but now I'm just sort of like, hey, look at me. All right. Where was I? Oh, getting distracted. Okay, so after marine serum, I have a little bit of more honey. I only have the sample at the moment, and I actually had the sample sitting with me for quite a long time. I got it in, I think, November, and I only recently started using it on my cheeks for the acne scars and everything, and I really like it. It smells great, and it feels like it's forming a nice thick layer of protection on my face. I definitely wouldn't use it in the daytime just because it feels a bit too sticky for me, but at night it's fine. So I usually put some on just on my cheeks, or I spot it over the areas that I want treated. But yesterday I put it over my whole face just to see what it would be like, and it felt really nice, and it actually absorbed quite quickly. So it wasn't like super sticky, but it was still a little bit tacky. But more honey comes after marine, and that is actually my last serum. That's not too bad, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I only had 4. And to seal it all in, what do I use? The Dog Cube Milk Gel Sleeping Pack. This is one of my favorite products from SB as well. For some reason, I can't often get it to dry into a film like I know Marissa can, but I mean Marissa's Marissa, so. But I definitely put in a thin layer. You definitely want to go thin on this one, and I let it dry a little bit, and I feel like it really just sort of sits there and it forces everything to go into your skin, and it's like, just do it. And yeah, so I really love Dog Cube Milk Gel Sleeping Pack. Big fan. So yeah, that's my second last step, and I just put it on and I wait maybe about 5 minutes for it to sink in, and then I do Hane's method of putting an oil over the Dog Cube Milk Gel Sleeping Pack, which is an amazing hack, by the way, you guys. I think that really changed my life. So if you have Dog Cube Milk Gel and a facial oil and you really want some glow, that's what you gotta do. You put the pack on first, and then the oil goes on after. And when you wake up in the morning, I'm telling you, you will be glowing. Seriously. Whew, I can't, yeah, it's great. So Hane's method is she usually puts a couple of drops in the palm of her hand, and she pats them on with her fingers. I use the Sleeping Beauty oil to go over my Donkey Milk Gel, and for me, I tried to do the patting method, but I think I got a little bit too excited and I sort of patted a bit too much, and then I started to get the pilling from the Donkey Milk Gel. So now what I do is I just put a couple of drops in the palm of my hand, and then I rub them together and just go whoop, and then I shoop all over my face. Julie says I need to try that in the winter. Do it. I think it would be really great. And Jennifer, I use the Sleeping Beauty oil. Yep, I actually got this as a party incentive in November, and I've been using it every night. Okay, let's see. I don't think you can see it because the bottle's a bit dark, but I've been using it every night since then, and I'm only up to here. I use 2 drops every night, 2 or 3 depending on how I'm feeling, but 2 or 3 drops every night, and I'm only up to here, and it's been like 5 months. I mean, really, what goes on? What is with these products? Why can't I finish them? I can never finish them. Yeah, so if you were on the fence about trying the Sleeping Beauty oil, I would try the sample because it really will last you. You don't need a lot, just 2 drops and it's perfect. yeah, so then after my Sleeping Beauty oil goes on, it really takes away the tackiness of the remaining tackiness of the document gel, and I can't feel it at all throughout the night. And you know, I don't have anything where I'm like sticking to my pillow. I do put a towel down over my pillow just in case, but I don't feel any stickiness immediately after applying the oil, which is great. And yeah, so that's it, you guys. That is my whole PM routine. Yeah, if you'd like me to go over anything again, just mention it in the comments. But yeah, I really enjoy my PM routine. It does sometimes take a few hours just because I forget that I've got stuff on, or I forget that, you know, time is a thing. But I really like how it sort of calms me down and preps me for bed. Yeah, and by the time I've hit my Sleeping Beauty facial oil stage, I'm just sort of like, yeah, all right, I'm going to bed, and I'm just falling asleep while patting it on. So yeah, it's really good. And there aren't that many Summer Box products in here. There's Detox Mask, Coconut, and Bamboo, but I think these are more like the stapley products. Oh, and the Strawberry Cocktail Toner, of course. The stapley products, and they've been really seamlessly sort of incorporating themselves into my routine, which is really nice. Let's see, am I gonna change anything? Like I mentioned, I might switch out my Maple Essence Toner for the Strawberry Cocktail, so use it twice a day, in the morning and the evenings, just to see if I get any improvement in results, or if something happens. And I just want to see what using it twice a day is going to do for my skin. And if I notice that not really that much is happening, then I'll probably just switch back to the Maple Essence Toner. Natalie says, I love SPO so much. I used 3 drops and still have my sample from February. More than half left. Yeah, SPO is great. You really don't need a lot. I think the first time I did it, I used like 5 drops, and I was like, oh, way too much. Yeah, so you really don't need a lot, and it still works its magic. Pei, you just received my SPO. You're in the club. Welcome to the SPO club. It's great to have you, and you can never go back once you've joined it. Yeah. So I think that is it. I have a little bit of time, so I wanted actually to share with you guys very quickly some of my favorite books, just because I felt like I was in a booky mood. So I only have 2 here because honestly it's really hard to pick a favorite. Let me just show you my bookshelves. So these are my bookshelves. It's gonna get a bit dark, but these are my bookshelves. They are not very clean or tidy, but those are my bookshelves. And so as you can imagine, picking a couple of favorite books is really quite difficult. Gretchen, I tune in at books. OMG, I know. Every time someone mentions it, I'm like, yeah, sorry, did you say something? Books? Yeah, so these are my books, and yeah, it's kind of a mess, but I love it. Natalie says, you work in a bookstore, right? Yes, I do. I work in a bookstore called Books Actually. They have a website if you want to check it out, booksactually.com, and it's great. Yeah, so books, and I managed to pick out, I only realized that I wanted to do this about a minute and a half before my live started, so I grabbed the first 2 that I could come up with, and I'm sure there are plenty more, but I'll just do 2 today because we don't have that much time anyway. So I think one of my favorite books of all time, it's a little bit dusty, is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I know quite a few people who really love this book, and honestly, it's so good. It's really long. It took me about a couple of weeks, about a month, just under a month to finish this book, but it was so good, so intricately written, so carefully thought out, and it's funny, and it's just, it's so good, you guys. But don't watch the TV show. I didn't really like it. I wasn't impressed by the adaptation, but American Gods, the book, so good. Whew. Not a mess. Gretchen says, not a mess, it's a wall of love and knowledge. Oh, it is. I love it. And it's right in front of my bed, so every morning when I wake up, it's the first thing I see. Jennifer says, I love the smell of books and the pages. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I just smell my books. But I mean, who doesn't? yeah, books better than adaptations, always, 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 always. So if you're going to watch the show, read the book first. Julie says, I met Neil Gaiman when I was in college. He signed my copy of Neverwhere. Dude, what? That's crazy. Oh man. Ooh, I just kind of stuck to my book cover. Neil Gaiman actually was in Singapore many years ago. I think it was in 2009 maybe, for a writers festival, and this was way before I was sort of into his work, because I was only, how old was I in 2009? I don't know, but yeah, but dang, Neil Gaiman, I love all his books. Ocean at the End of the Lane is another one of my favorites, and I recently read Anansi Boys, which was so good. And Good Omens is one of my favorites too. I don't know why I don't have any of these books to show you, but Neil Gaiman is top notch. And the second book that I picked out that I really enjoyed is Cold Comfort Farm by Stella Gibbons. I think this is one of the most underrated books in the world. It is so funny. It's hilarious. To be honest, I don't really remember what happens because I read it a few years ago. This girl called Flora joins her distant family in this farm that they own, and they're just sort of a little bit backwards, and it's just hilarious. And I always recommend it to anybody who wants to have a laugh because it's so good. Like, I love it. But yeah, so you guys should definitely read that. I definitely have a couple more recommendations or books that I love, but I don't know where they are, and I can't really remember them off the top of my head. But yeah, Gretchen says, Rachel, you are gorgeous. These lines mesmerize me. Thank you, Gretchen. I'm blushing. Thank you so much. Do you know, Gretchen, I wanted to ask if there was like a recording of your keynote speech or something, because I really wanted to watch that. But yeah, so I'm just, yeah, if there is a link, or if somebody took an illegal video, I would check that out. Julie says, I met him in 99. I'm old. Wow, in 99 I was 3 years old. Madeline says, hello, checking in, but bound to get interrupted. Hi, Madeline, no worries. You can always catch the replay. Replay is here for you. Gretchen, there is a Roz Chast cartoon in the cover, and her cartoons are amazing. Is this her? Oh yeah, you're right, our Chast. Yeah, I really love this cover. For the most part, I actually got the book because of the cover. I'm a sucker like that. But I mean, the book itself proved to be worth the cover art, so win-win situation. Gretchen says, there is a recording, but it's not available yet. Ooh, please let me know when it is, because I would love to watch that. Madeline says, I will. Thank you, Madeline. Okay, I think that's about it. I've done my routine, I've done my books. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I am coming on tomorrow, same time, to talk about the strawberry cocktail toner and the cucumber mist in a little bit more detail. So come over and say hello if you'd like. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't miss anything out. But no, I think we're good. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please give this video a like and maybe subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. There's tons of other beautiful people who are talking about the summer box and all the other wonderful things that go on in Sabbatical Beauty. Yeah, I think later on today, I don't remember who's coming on, but someone is coming on at 9, I think, to talk about their routine. I don't remember who it is, but somebody is, so stay right here and someone will come and say hello. Yeah, so thank you all so much for coming, and I hope you all have a good evening. Happy Tuesday. Oh, it's Julie. Julie's coming on at 9 o'clock, so hang on to your hats for that one. Yeah, so yep, if you're on YouTube, thank you for coming, and if you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're on the replay, thank you for watching. Glad to have you here. And yeah, Julie, wait, half an hour and Julie will be on to keep you company. Yeah, so I will see you all tomorrow if you want to come by, and if not, I'll see you at some point, I am sure. Okay, bye guys, good evening, have a good one. Adeline says Rachel. Yes. Oh. she wanted to ask me something. Foon, hi Rachel. Oh dear, I just woke up. That's okay. Catch the replay, and I will end it so that you can catch the replay. Thank you, Adeline. You make me blush. Bye, guys. I love you all. Mwah.